Hey everyone, Sir Karg is here with the first stream session of a D&D campaign I'm running for a group of friends, all living in various parts of the country, which actually leads me to my first point. We are using Roll20 and Discord, so at times there will be some technical difficulties, but we've learned to kind of embrace that and just accept it and push forward. We're all relatively new to D&D, so I started playing in early 2016, and then about a year ago, I decided to DM the Lost Mines of Phandelver starter set, which we just actually finished, and that is where we will be picking up in this series. My goal is to come up with some interesting story plots while diving into character backstories, so I hope you find some semblance of entertainment watching or listening to a bunch of nerdy friends fumble their way through this amazing thing called Dungeons and Dragons. All right, so a quick recap of our last session. So you guys successfully cleared out the Phandelver mine, the Lost Mine of Phandelver, otherwise known as Wave Echo Cave. You spent a good deal of time eagerly searching for a way to reignite the Spellforge. Unfortunately, Black Spider's notes didn't lead you anywhere, and anyone who possibly knows about how to get this thing going is either long dead or not around for you to ask at the moment, so your hunt for that still continues. On your way back to Phandalin, you reached about midnight, and as you approached the inn, it was eerily quiet. Bodies kind of strewn about. You did find the body of Sister Grael, who you generously gave a couple healing potions to. She's off currently getting other civilians up, villagers up, and moving them away. Gilman snuck around back, hopped in through the upstairs, the second floor of the inn, snuck around, disguised himself as a goblin, walked through and discovered... Well, the reason you disguised yourself was because you heard goblins inside. I should say that. And snuck through, just nonchalant, just walked right through the inn, walked right out the front door, closed it behind you, and regathered with your party. What you saw in there, just so you remember, there were a couple hobgoblins, a couple goblins standing kind of like holding... a few humans hostage, and you heard a bit of conversation between a hobgoblin and a human that he was holding captive, and that was the hobgoblin asking, "Where is it?" and the human replying, "It's safe, but it's not with me." And that's where we pick up. What would you like to do?
We could try to lure some of them out of the inn.
Yes, that was the original plan, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yes, it was.
Nick, you're the only one who actually speaks their language, I believe.
I do speak Goblin. Because I don't like them.
You do hate them.
Should we try to hide ourselves?
In these bushes?
Yeah. And then I'll shout something out to them in the bushes or around the corner or something like that.
Do you think they're dumb enough to chase Crit? Like if I sent Crit in there, they're like, what's that?
They might be. Or they might just kill them.
That's fine. I can always resummon them.
I think the best plan because they already one already saw me come out as a goblin. If Harkin yells out something in goblin, maybe we can draw one of them out because they did just see a goblin leave the building.
Yeah, and they are looking for something, so I could like scream out that like I found it, it's out here, and then they might just come rushing out.
I like this plan. I'm good for hiding in bushes and then shooting as they come out the door.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just hide around the corner of the building.
Club them.
Okay, yeah.
Is
So
everybody else's map really small?
you might just have to zoom in because I don't think it's probably
No, it's
zoomed
just
all the
that
way up.
corner.
Oh, okay.
Just the corner, and then in front of us is the building.
Gotcha.
Because I don't think I control global zooming.
Hide in some bushes.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyone who's hiding, give me a stealth roll. And Harkin, are you hiding and then you're gonna start shouting, or are you just going around the back side?
Well, we'll hide first, and then after we're all hidden, let's all come up with like some sort of whistle that we can all audibly hear each other, but that won't give us away. Perhaps like a bird whistle or some crap like that we can all do, and that way I know everybody's hidden, and then I'll shout it out. How does that sound, guys?
It works.
If you're doing
Okay.
the whistle, I guess.
Yeah, doing the whistle.
Doing the whistle. I'm gonna make Crit invisible, and I'm gonna send him kind of up towards the door, so he'll be back there, lying in wait.
Okay. We're doing a couple rolls on my side real quick.
So I'm trying to stealthily make my way around the corner of the building here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go up to this bush,
Okay. All right.
hide in it.
Try to hide it in this bush as close as possible, and draw out both my magic sword and magic mace.
Alrighty.
Add 3 to that roll.
Oh,
At 3 to the
I did not stealth very good.
That's all right.
Okay. All right. Is everyone in their places? Do you want Timber
Oh, yeah.
hiding too?
I gotta roll stealth for him.
Okay.
Add like 9, do that or something ridiculous. Yeah, 9.
All right. So Crit is going to go through the door. He can push the door open. And let me check my rolls against yours. I think you guys feel pretty good about how you're hiding right now. Gilman, did you recall how many goblins you saw? Did you hear me? That was for Gilman.
Is he there?
Yes,
He was-
sorry.
He was,
there
he
you
was
go.
muted.
Yeah, I heard. If I can remember correctly, there were 4 kind of guarding tables, and then there was one holding a guy up against a wall, saying something. I can't remember if there was a 6th one though.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
that guy
I mean-
might have been a hobgoblin, right? The one
Yeah,
who was,
so,
like, intimidating him.
Yeah, I think, because this was 2 weeks ago and this really just happened 10 seconds ago. Yeah, you remember there were 2 hobgoblins and 4 goblins.
Okay.
All right, so we all bird whistle to know that we're all set up good. Bird whistle.
I keep forgetting. I'm using my laptop for the DM side of this, so I can capture the player side of my computer, and I keep trying to make DM changes, and it's not working. All right, so
Okay.
Crit is gonna creep up. I'm gonna pop the door open, but
Creep.
we'll say the door doesn't actually open until Crit gets there.
I'm at the door.
Okay, and are you invisible at this point?
Yeah, I'm invisible.
Okay. Are you?
He's just gonna wait outside the door. Actually,
He's not going in. Okay.
no. He wants to wait for them to come out to see if they come out.
Okay.
All right, and then I yell out very loudly in Goblin. I found it. It's outside. Come quick.
Okay. The I guess you don't really see this. You kind of hear like some rustling, like goblins, like confused, huh? And you hear a deep voice says, "What was that? Who's out there?" And he looks around and he sees the 4 goblins he came with, and the one other hobgoblin. And he motions to the 2 goblins closest to the door to kind of like take a look. So they're gonna start walking up there. They've got who rolled. All right. So they start making their way up. Before we go any further, does anyone? Actually, I'm just gonna walk these guys right out the door, and you just at any time interrupt me when you think you're going to do something. So the first goblin walks out, starts looking around. I'm gonna roll him a quick perception check actually. You see him kind of like motion with one hand to the other one to pause before he walks through the door. He starts like sniffing the air, and he says something in Goblin. Harkin, you understand. He said, "I smell humans." Filthy humans. And then the other one, he kind of waves back to him, and he rushes through the door, and they start making their way down and looking around. It is dark. I'm assuming. I think. Let me check. I don't know if I have the lighting right, but it is dark. As soon as this goblin gets down to the dirt patch, he starts looking around, and Harkin, he looks over in your direction and starts wandering towards you, like kind of again, just as he's like, this way. And then he gets right about there and just starts screaming. In Goblin.
I don't know what to do.
I think at that point, we'll probably his perception was higher than Harkin's stealth, so he saw Harkin. I think there's no surprise round. I think at this point we probably just go into an initiative.
Okay.
Initiative. Do I add 3 to that? Nice.
I gotta program that in, reprogram that in.
Make sure my turn tracker's up.
What's that? What's a cat?
See here. Let's see. Looks like game.
What the heck? All right, so we got 1, 2.
I test this real quick?
Yep, go
Okay.
ahead. All right, what did I get? 6,
There we go.
6, 14, 20, and 5. All right. We are starting with awesome Harkin. You and Timber.
Sweet. All right. First action. I'm going to move up here, so I'm engaged with both of them.
Okay.
And then I am going to swing on the southernmost one with my sword. I'm just gonna roll it twice because I have advantage. They haven't attacked yet, so
Right. Yep, go
take
ahead.
whichever is better.
Nice. That hits.
Ten slashing.
Okay. So you are you have 2 attacks, right? Are you doing any of those?
Yeah, I still have my mace.
Okay. Well, for the first hit, you rush out of the bushes, kind of almost as the goblin locks eyes with you, and as he starts screaming, you just immediately dive out of the bushes with your sword in hand, and you rush up to him, sidestepping him, and you just happen to catch an opening in his side. You just thrust your sword directly between his rib cage, and it just pops right out the other side. And as he's still screaming to warn the rest of his party, blood starts to gurgle out of his mouth as he kind of falls limp, and you remove your bloody sword, and the next one is kind of just standing there in awe.
Well, I'm going to try to hit him in the face with a mace
Okay.
of Soul Devour. Oh, probably not.
That does not hit that one. Yeah, he almost, as he cowers in kind of like fear, you just miss him. And would you like to do anything else?
No, I don't think I can.
Okay, yeah. So, Timber.
Is the one to the south of me dead, or is he still alive?
Oh yeah, he's dead.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay,
I forgot
cool.
to change his health.
My puppy is gonna go charging forward
Okay.
and
he
bite.
leaps out of the bushes following you, dives over top of the dead goblin body. That does hit.
For 13. If
Nice.
he's still alive, he has to see if he gets knocked over.
No, that one, he as he's in the air, he just takes almost the entire goblin head into the wolf mouth, and just with one quick shake of his head snaps the goblin's neck. And he just lands on all fours, releases the goblin. He just flops to the ground, kind of ragdolls flat on the ground. That brings us to Gilman.
I'm just gonna stay tucked in these bushes. See if anything else comes through those doors.
Okay, are
Ready.
you holding an action for that?
Yeah. Yep. I'm just gonna ready in action. Hold on.
Okay, what exactly are you waiting for?
Oh,
and what are you ready?
crossbow pistol. Waiting for something. See if anything else comes to that door.
Okay, all right. Let's see, what is their freaking movement? 30 feet. All right. This goblin rushes. They start rushing towards the door. You hear like the pitter patter of the goblin footsteps quickly approaching the door. Both of them make it to the door. They don't quite make it out of the door. I don't think. 1, 2. Yeah, they just make it to the entryway. Both of those goblins. Actually, the goblin that makes it to the door looks out, and he can see Harkin and Timber. He's going to take a shot at Timber with a short bow. With with a natural 20. My first
geez.
roll of the night. Which is only 9 damage. This other one just has like a rusty sword, so he's not going to do anything. That is going to bring us to Ethan.
Can I take my readied action to shoot the
Sure.
goblin?
Sure. That definitely hits. All right, nice, yeah. So the goblin rushes to the door, releases an arrow, kind of like just barely embeds itself in Harkin's arm. You pop out just quick enough to shoot off a crossbow, and it goes directly into the abdomen of this goblin. He clutches his stomach, kind of kneels down to one leg. He's still standing, but he is not looking good.
Sweet.
And
All
now
right,
Ethan.
so-
Yeah.
As I peek around the corner of the building here, I don't see any goblins actually outside, do I?
I think you could look up, like, kind of. You can probably see them in the doorway. Can you see them on the map?
I see a guy like over here.
Yeah, he'll have like cover, so it's gonna make it add to his AC essentially. But you can attempt, or you can move around.
All right, I'm gonna cast a spell at him. He gets a Dex saving throw.
Okay.
DC 14.
I got a 4.
He takes 10 damage as a bolt of sacred energy flies through the.
Just a flash of radiant light, almost blinding everyone around with how dark it is, almost like a flash of lightning. And by the time that you kind of regain a bit of your vision, the goblin is just laying there, almost smoking in the doorway. He is dead.
All right, that's it for me.
All right, that goblin is dead, so he's not on the tracker anymore. Neither is that one. Kalmar.
Let's see. I think I'm gonna send Crit in.
Okay.
What's his movement? Yeah, he can get to the. He's gonna go to this guy. And he is going to sting him.
Sting that guy.
Did it hit?
A 9. So, like I said, whenever we see 2 rolls and it's not advantage, we always take
Oh
the
yeah,
left.
I don't know why. Yeah.
That's okay. I might have actually toggled advantage on. But a 9 does not hit. Yeah,
Damn. Okay.
Crit comes buzzing through the door and lands on the thing, but he managed to just kind of swat him away right as he goes for the sting. And that is going to be back to Harkin. You have 2 dead goblins in front of you and one dead smoking goblin in the doorway.
I don't want to just rush in there. I don't want to fight 2 bugbears by myself. It's a pretty wimpy thing to say, though, isn't it?
Hobgoblins, if that makes any difference.
Walk up these. Oh, they're hobgoblins, weren't they? That's okay. I'm gonna stand right here and ready my attack. I can't hold an action when I move though, can I?
Yeah, you can hold your action.
Oh,
That's the only
well,
part of your
I'm
turn
gonna
you
stand.
can hold.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna stand there and hold my action to attack with my weapons.
Okay, sounds good. You're just going to attack the next
Whatever
goblin that
comes
runs
out the door, yeah.
Okay. All right. Is Timber doing anything?
He is. I'm gonna just double check to see if he has to be next to me or if he just has to see me. Can see you. He can use his reaction to make an attack. So
Yeah.
he
He
is
just
gonna
has to see
go
you.
right here. Look at me, and ready his action as well.
Okay. So the way I can never remember if the readied action. I think you would still technically get your reaction as well. So if they're the same trigger, I guess it doesn't matter though.
Oh, so if I go through there, it's gonna be a whirlwind of biting and death.
Yeah, I mean you
Whatever
can.
comes out.
Yeah, because your action,
Wait.
your reaction is separate than your action. So are you just staying where you're at?
All right. Yep. He's just gonna stay there and
Okay.
get ready to bite whatever comes out the door.
All right, Gilman.
I am going to try to sneak down past Ethan here. What are these square? Is this scale 10 feet or 5 feet? 5. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yeah, so you can get right to the space right behind Ethan, I think.
Yeah. Should be able to get about there, and then I can run.
Yeah, you can use a dash.
Yeah, I'll use my dash too. No, I'm just gonna hang out right by.
Do you get
Ethan
bonus?
for now.
Do you get dash as bonus action right now?
I can get dash as a bonus action. Yes.
Okay. Because you can use your bonus action and then still hold your action.
I don't want to dash.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's going to be it for that turn. I'm just going to ready. I'm also going to ready my rapier.
Okay.
A rapier. And that should be all for me.
All right. That goblin is going to. He's kind of. You can hear him almost kind of like whimpering a bit. He's really hesitant to do anything. But then you hear like a low, loud, gruffing yell in Goblin, and he kind of like slowly, cautiously, let me move that dead one out, and reluctantly, very reluctantly, steps through the door, knowing full well what's going to happen to him.
I'm gonna use my actions.
Okay.
We'll start off with I have to do it in initiative order, right? Or do I can I do it in
so
whatever order I want?
You go first, and then Timber would go.
Timber. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna attack him with the Has he? Oh, he did attack, hasn't he?
This one technically has not attacked yet.
Oh.
Do you get it on everyone
Well,
or just once per round?
Let me look that up.
Well, just go ahead and you can go ahead with it for now. It's probably not going to matter much.
Sword and mace.
Yeah, the first roll was a natural 20 anyway. So. Oh yeah.
For that.
Yeah, you see the way the scene plays out is you can hear his like teeth clattering in the doorway as kind of like the silence has started to take over, and you see the tip of his sword kind of poking out the door, like shaking as he's like kind of cowering down, and it says something that he knows you're going to kill him, but it's better to die by your hand than what the other guy's going to do to him. And he walks out, turns towards you with kind of like empty eyes, and you just like thump, lob his head right off, and it rolls down the steps, landing next to the body of the other dead goblin.
do not feel bad about that at all. He's a goblin.
You do notice. Roll a perception check real quick, Harkin.
Perception.
Yeah, I mean, these goblins are just you're blood red with fury. I mean, you hate goblins so much. You honestly don't care. One more goblin, you just lob its head off, sheath your sword, and get ready to do whatever. You might just keep your sword out. That's up to you, but you don't notice anything special.
Okay.
All right.
Is this like a doorway right below Gilman here?
It's a gate. Yeah. It's like a little gate. I think you can just walk right through it. I don't think I have anything blocking it, but yeah, it's not like a full door or anything. It's just like a gate.
So as I start to walk down this way,
Mhm.
is this a window here?
I think so. Can you see through it?
I can see through it.
Yes. Then
Can
it's
I
a-
like jump through it?
Yeah, it's big enough you could fit. I tell you, it's because you have so much armor on. I'm gonna have you do a dex check. I guess we'll use.
Can I do a
acrobatics.
strength check instead?
Um,
Oh yeah!
if you shout "oh yeah" as you pull yourself through the window, then yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah!
All right. Yeah, you definitely hoist yourself, your heavy, clunky body with armor. Thankfully, you are fairly slender, so you do get through easily. You are now standing inside, and you see, from where you're at, you can actually see the bartender kind of like... he's not actually cleaning that mug. He's actually just cowering. And then you see the waitress... also kind of cowering behind the table. There are a couple unconscious, at least from what you can tell, bodies kind of just laying around, other people cowering. And at the far side, you see a heavily armored hobgoblin with the throat of a human pressed up against the wall, and standing just to his shoulder is another hobgoblin with kind of a long cape, a belt with some like vials, a couple scrolls kind of lining his belt, and he's just kind of like looking at you.
Hobgoblin, I'm coming for you. All right, that's it for my turn.
Okay, that's the end of your turn. You're not doing any actions?
Nope.
Okay. All right, so Kalmar.
I'm just gonna move in.
Okay.
I can move both myself and Crate, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna clear
Okay.
out these old dead goblins.
These 10 feet.
They're
The
5.
squares. 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna try not to use 10-foot maps anymore because that's really
Okay.
aggravating.
I'm moving Kalmar there, then
Okay.
and then I'm just gonna.
He's
Crate
just gonna
over
be
here.
flying, kind of floating around the room.
Yeah. And then let's see. Guess I can probably cast Eldritch Blast on that dude.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. What's the what is your reach on that?
I believe it. Well, let me look first. I think it's
120 feet.
far.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's far. 25. I'm assuming that hits.
That definitely hits.
14 damage. Pretty good.
Nice. Yeah, you walk into the door, eyes kind of like glowing. You reach your hand straight out to the hobgoblin that's holding the human, and with just a flick of your wrist, just a arc of energy just shoots and hits him square in the back, and he lets out like a growl and drops the human flat on the ground and just turns towards you. That was a pretty hard hit. He is not looking good.
Nice. That is the end of my turn.
Okay. That's back to Harkin.
All right. Do they get to do anything, or are they just where are they? Are they on initiative yet, or no?
No, not yet. Actually, I'm going to add them now, but go ahead and take your turn. I was going to kind of oh, you were at the top. Okay. I was waiting to get back to the top of the initiative.
Okay.
So 1 second. I'll still let you run your turn because they probably won't get higher than you.
I'm just gonna run and get up in this one's face.
Okay. All right, perfect. Let me rearrange this real quick. All right, I just have to pull up his sheet real quick. Okay, do your worst.
I just ran. I can only move 30. So.
Oh, you used your dash action. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, you end your turn right up next to him.
And then Timber's gonna come through. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And he can actually just move to here.
Yeah.
And he's gonna bite that guy.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Not very well.
That does not do it. Yeah. Timber just like sees you rush in at full pace. Timber follows right behind you, kind of like ducking between Kalmar and the door. Dives over the first table, jumps across to the second table, and then just dives straight into the air. The hobgoblin, ready for this, kind of just pulls up his forearm and just like bats him right to the ground, and just kind of like stares at him, kind of growls. And that's gonna be Gilman.
All right. I am just going to, understanding the situation in there weren't a ton of foes. I'm going to continue running down the building and try and go around back just to make sure no one tries to escape or reinforcements or anything like that if possible. Can I get down there? Down like that way?
Yeah. To that door.
Okay.
There's like a side door right there.
Let's see, where was I at? The lighting is kind of throwing me off here. So, if you think I can just dash all the way down here, boom. That's where. Oh yeah, okay. That's where I'm going.
Yeah, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, you can get right there.
I'm going to go right there, and I will use a bonus action to dash and hop behind this bar. And then I will just ready my action. Hold my action.
Okay.
Just in case anything comes in the vicinity, and stab them.
All right. With that, the hobgoblin standing next to Harkin kind of just like looks around the room and turns to you, Harkin. This does not concern you. You can leave now. And he kind of flips through a book that he's holding in his hand, reaches his hand out to you, and let's see, I need you to make a dex save.
Right. Ooh.
Oh, not good. You start to hear this crackling as you see bits of lightning kind of encircling his hand as it's, just maybe a foot away from your chest. You instinctively attempt to move, but before you can, your feet are just planted. You suddenly feel this like burst of shocking energy. You go limp for just a second. Every muscle in your body tenses up, and you take 29 points of lightning damage.
Oh, jeez.
Holy balls! That's insane, bruh. You should have just high schooled that and smacked it out of his hand.
Yeah.
That takes us to the other hobgoblin. He looks down towards Timber, takes a step closer to him, and crap! I closed this character sheet. With his long sword in hand, strikes down at Timber with a 9. Damn it! Does not hit.
Nope.
Strikes down. Timber just happens to kind of roll out of the way as the hobgoblin's sword embeds itself into the wood of the floor. He takes a moment, kind of like teeth, showing full teeth, angrily rips it back out of the floor. Let's see. I think. Yeah. Nope. Can't do anything else. That was gonna be an awesome attack. Timber was gonna die. All right. That takes us back to Ethan.
I move 30 feet forward this way, and I cast Guiding Bolt on the already injured hobgoblin.
Okay. That's just a 2 hit, right? That's an 8 to hit.
Yeah, that probably missed, huh?
Yeah, that misses.
All right, that's it for me.
Yeah, the bolt just like shoots straight past him, and you're kind of like rushing, doing this as you see him go for Timber. It just happened to miss. Kalmar.
I'm gonna move Crit up to him.
Okay.
To this one, and we're gonna bite him.
Yeah, bite him.
Hopefully he hits. Hit. No.
An 11 does not hit.
Damn, Crit, you suck tonight. I guess you're not sucking enough. Well,
You need
that's
to suck that venom out of your tail and then spit it into his face.
Yep. That's the end of my turn.
Okay, moving or anything, or are you staying in the doorway?
I'll move up just a little bit,
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, you don't have to,
Here.
but
I'm
all
going
right.
to. I'm gonna move up just a wee bit.
Harkin.
Okay. How does the soul devour thing? I know I can spend my points. I don't recall exactly what the bonus is for spending that point.
Yeah. So did I tell you how many you had at this point?
Yes, I have 1 soul in it.
Okay. Yeah. So you can expend that, once per day, and that just adds for every soul you expend adds an extra D4 of necrotic damage to your hit.
Okay. I am going to spend that soul.
Okay.
And I'm going to strike with both my weapons on this hobgoblin in front of me that just shot me with lightning.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll both of them.
Sword. Aces. Oh,
Nice.
Ace did good.
Yeah. So that's gonna actually give you and then roll your extra.
D4?
Roll 2d4 actually.
Okay.
I'll say it doubles all the dice. So nice. So that's a 9, 16 total damage, right? Do I math right?
Yep. 8, 9, Yeah, 16.
Yeah, so the first sword blow just barely glances him, just leaves a small cut in his cape. The second mace slams directly into his chest, kind of cutting his cloth and leather armor open a bit, and doesn't do a ton of damage. But you do see like the steam of the mace as the blood connects to it, kind of like evaporate. He looks down and then looks back up at you, and just kind of like smiles.
All right, and then as my reaction, I'm going to have Timber attack the goblin next to him, because he can see me.
So is that when you get attacked by something? I don't quite remember how that one works.
It is. I can use as my animal companion on my 5th level. Gets, what do they call it? Coordinated attack. You and your animal form a more potent fighting team. When you use the attack action on your turn, if your companion can see you, it can use its reaction to make a melee attack. So I'm using Timber's reaction.
I couldn't remember if it was
Now.
on a reaction to when someone attacks you or if you attack them. But okay, awesome. Yeah, do it.
So I did. 15.
Oh, yeah. 15 actually does not hit. Who were you? You were attacking the hobgoblin that he's standing next to, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 15 does not hit. He is heavily armored. As Timber kind of, dodging that last blow, jumps up at him, but his teeth just cannot sink in through the chainmail armor.
All right.
It is now actually Timber's turn, so he can take his turn.
He's gonna move. He's gonna bite the mage one.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
25. Woohoo!
Get out of my trunk. Nick.
The dog, Harley. She just loves crotches. She can't help it.
I thought that was maybe real life
Leave
Timber.
Mama alone. For 10 damage.
10 damage, and I rolled a 16 for the saving throw. What did I have to get?
All right.
11, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, 10 minus 10. Yeah, so Timber, frustrated at not being able to bite through the chainmail of this other hobgoblin, turns to the less armored looking hobgoblin and just dives in, biting his calf, just kind of sinking his teeth into the back of his calf, and starts just like growling. Gilman, show me what you've got.
Okay, so I have my rapier already drawn. I'm gonna move up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, roughly here-ish with my movement. And I'll use my bonus action dash.
Okay.
To get within melee distance of this hobgoblin, and then I'm going to attack him with my rapier. Uh, 19.
That hits.
Okay. And now he's adjacent to an enemy.
You get your sneak attack.
I am unengaged, so I get my sneak attack.
Add 3 to that. Damn. Holy shit.
Good job, Virga.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it went up to 3d6 of the.
Yeah. So you pop up from behind the counter, leap over it. You rush past, winking at the cowering waitress as you run. You snatch a half-drank bottle or glass of beer, chug it, with one hand, and then with your rapier, you jump at the very last second off of the table that you're standing next to, and just swipe, like a dipstick. Pop your rapier directly into his neck, pull it right out, land on your feet, and then the hobgoblin kind of looks at you, blinks for a moment, and falls to his knees, and then slumps over dead.
Pop, pop.
Thank you.
Boom goes the
I used
dynamite.
to just walk a bottle of soda on
Was it really? Yeah.
yeah.
And that actually brings us back to this goblin's turn. Hobgoblin, I mean.
All my friends thought that it was funny that the dog was in your crotch. I said it was the dog.
Okay, so this hobgoblin looking around at you guys. He's pretty pissed. Let's just go with
He's
that.
pissed. Pissed as hell.
What is this one, real quick? Hang on. I'm just reading something. Hang on. One second. I gotta get a clarification on the spell real quick because this Roll20 is not telling me exactly what.
Exactly how messed up we're about to get.
Yeah. Y'all are gonna die. Okay, so you see so you see this hobgoblin. He kind of looks around at you, looks down at kind of like the unconscious human as he kind of like groans and looks around. You see kind of like almost a glowing force field surround his body, and you see it surround the body of the human laying on the ground. And then his hand kind of starts to glow with a bright red flame as he slams to the ground a giant fireball. I need everyone to make a DC 13 Dex save. Not everyone. Harkin, Timber, and Gilman, and Crit. Dex saves.
Dex saves.
Man.
6.
Timber's dexterity.
My dex be off the charts.
Yeah, 22. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, Harkin got 22.
This one's for Timber. Hey, 22 for both of us. Oh no, 15.
15.
15 for Timber, 22 for me.
Okay, so you all saved. So instead of taking 30 damage, you take 15.
Ooh,
As he tosses a fireball directly into the ground, seemingly not to harm himself or the human sitting up against the wall. Both Timber and I think Crit too. Crit just kind of poofs out of the air. Kalmar, you kind of feel almost like this sunken feeling. This is the first time Crit's actually been destroyed in front of you. Timber kind of like getting tossed around. Timber actually falls back, by the blast a bit. Actually, I don't think. Yeah, there is no actual toss of damage. And Harkin, both Timber and Harkin actually, they just fall, smoking like
we're dead.
almost charred. The goblin looks at you, Gilman, as you have this ringing in your ears and kind of like double vision. He said, "I gave you chance. And he starts walking towards the other human. That's 5, 10. He reaches down to grab the human, kind of like by the back of his shirt, and starts to drag him. I'm gonna make. He used his action. Yeah, I'm gonna say he's basically standing there holding the human, standing up against the window. Yeah, I can't really do anything else. That goblin is dead. So that takes us to Ethan.
Okay, I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 25, 30 feet here and cast a spell. I'm going to cast another guiding bolt at the hobgoblin.
Okay. That one hits.
So a bolt of radiant energy streaks at the hobgoblin.
Yeah, just blasts him dead in the chest. He actually drops the human that he was holding, and kind of like slams up against the window, smashing it behind him. That was 13 damage. He's looking pretty hurt. He's breathing heavy, but he's angry.
And the next melee attack against him has advantage.
Nice. Kalmar.
I'm going to shoot him with Eldritch Blast. I forgot that my Eldritch Blast now does 2 beams because we're higher level.
Oh, yeah.
Or actually, does any attack against him get advantage? Like, would his beam attack get advantage against it with the
Let me see.
with the guiding bolt?
I'm kind of hoping it's melee.
Yeah. So you can get it.
Yeah. Well, if I get advantage, I'll also get sneak attack damage.
Let's see. The next attack roll against this target before the end of your next turn has advantage. Yep.
So
Anything with an attack roll.
Yeah. So this will. So you get advantage on your first
advantage.
roll.
Okay. Which he didn't hit, right?
No, 15 hits.
15 does? Okay. So first one does 14 force damage.
Nice.
And on the second beam, 10.
Yeah. So don't even need the second one. You angrily, both of your fists kind of like burst into like purple flame as you just shoot a blast. It hits him kind of like directly in the face, and just you can see like parts of his flesh kind of be torn away as he goes slamming again against the same window he's standing next to. Shards of glass kind of just like sticking into his back as he coughs a bit of blood and slumps down to the ground. He is dead.
Dead. Killed him.
Way to go, guys. You killed all of those things.
Feeling really good about beating up some goblins.
Yeah.
If that takes us out of initiative, I'll go heal
It does, yeah.
Harkin and Timber.
Isn't Timber dead?
Shoot, how much? No, we didn't. No, we didn't do enough to damage to completely kill Timber. He goes unconscious, right? He doesn't just like disappear.
Yeah, no, they go unconscious.
Yeah, Shooks disappears, and then you have to spend like an hour or something bringing him back.
Yeah. Next rest
You have to-
period.
Do double their hit points or whatever, right?
Yeah, in one hit, which he didn't.
Yeah.
I don't think. I don't remember. Let me check.
Is it the current hit points or their total hit points?
Total hit points. Yeah, so I would have had to do 36
Oh.
damage
Yeah.
in order to kill him outright. Yeah, so you guys look around the room. There's this place is like just destroyed. Like the ground is charred. Like some of the tables are kind of charred. There's just like smoke and bits of the whatever, stuff hanging in the ceiling, like candles and stuff are just like falling down. There's dead people laying around. Timber bleeding, unconscious. Harkin is bleeding and unconscious.
Okay, here's a cure for Harkin.
Okay. So for 23 hit points, or was it?
Just
I don't
9.
know. That one rolls. I don't know why it rolls, but yeah. So Harkin, you with kind of like a gasp of breath, you just kind of wake up, and you are extremely sore, and your skin is charred in places. Parts of your leather armor is melted against your skin in areas, and you're feeling still pretty hurt, but you do have some hit points.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Quick question.
Up yourself to 9.
When I just subtracted the damage, it put me into negatives.
Yeah, that's fine.
Negatives actually happen in hit points.
Negatives
or
don't
is it
happen, no.
the actual 0? No, so okay.
Yeah, so
I
you
got
can
8.
just 0 your hit points out. You don't, but it's good to keep track of the negative, because if the negative ever in one hit totals your max hit points, you'll know you're dead.
Yeah.
But for like
I
the
have
NPCs,
8,
I just 0
right?
them out.
Okay.
9.
Or do I take 9? Oh, even better.
Yeah.
And I'll get one for Timber.
All right, cool. Yeah, Timber's back up.
10.
Yeah, you kind of see some of the wounds start to close on Timber. He's got patches of burnt fur missing. He kind of like whimpers and kind of starts to get back up to his feet. He actually walks over to you and kind of like sits down. You're kind of like you're still kind of laying on the ground. You're probably sitting at this point, but he comes kind of slowly walking over to you and kind of nudges his head against your chest.
Is Crit dead?
Crit is
I also
Crit.
have.
You can't even see Crit. He,
yeah.
he actually
I have to
vanishes.
summon him back.
He
Gotcha.
he doesn't actually just die. He just like ceases to exist on this plane.
Okay, because I have cure wounds as well,
Yeah.
so
Actually,
I'm gonna cast it on myself
okay.
with
Go
one
ahead.
of my slots for the day.
I'm just gonna move Crit just over off the map. That way I can bring him back when I need to. I love that it rolls.
I got no. I don't think it does it.
One.
I don't think mine did. I think mine just
Oh, yours is actually. Oh yeah.
yeah. So
I don't really
it was just
understand
2.
It was just 2, yeah.
you rolled a 1.
Plus 1, you rolled a 1.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast it again on Timber with
Okay.
another slot
You'll get 9 off for him.
probably.
I don't know why Ethan's roll for Cure Wounds always just rolls a d20 first. It must be just set as an attack.
Yeah, I think if I was like casting it offensively, like against an undead, I'd have to do a touch attack. But
Does
I don't know.
yours pop up with a little box that says input value cast with at what level? And then
Yes.
I can choose between level. Okay. I've never cast a spell on this, but 8.
Nice. Yeah, so Timber's feeling pretty good right now. Actually, he's besides a couple bald patches and the smell of burnt fur, he's feeling pretty good.
Full health. Well, he should be.
I think I'm going to drink a
I
health
think
potion.
he's got 18 total. So he's one short. Yeah, go ahead.
He should only have 7. He should only have 17.
Oh, okay. You know what? I think I modified his character sheet a little bit. I upgraded him, so I figured I haven't decided what levels yet, but I'm gonna like kind of let you level Timber, maybe on like the same levels that you would get your ability score improvements.
Okay.
So I
Yeah, it on the thing. It just he just gets my my proficiency bonus added to like everything for the most part. So whenever my proficiency bonus goes up,
gotcha.
his stuff goes up.
Yeah, so his constitution. So right now I just gave him max 2d8 plus 2.
Thank you.
It's just one
I'll
extra
take a hit
point.
I'll take it.
All right. So Gilman, you just healed up 2d4 plus 2 for 7. Awesome. All right, so laying before you, you have an unconscious human kind of like starting to come to a bit. 2 dead hobgoblins laying there. The bartender kind of stands up from behind next to you, Kalmar. Reaches and taps you on the shoulder and just sets down a mug of ale.
Gonna chug that.
Okay. Yeah, the
One
waitress.
for me, sir.
Yeah, he proceeds. He just puts 4 more or
4 more.
3 more up on the table.
Can I take a real beer break?
Yeah, do we want to take it's 11 o'clock. Do we want to just take a quick 5-minute bio break, drink break?
Good.
Man, I've been drinking for 2 hours already.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's take a quick
I better
break,
chug.
and then we'll be right back.
Be back. BRB.
Be right back.
Okay, so what do you guys want to do?
You
So we
there,
searched.
the guy that the hobgoblin had up against the wall. What's your name?
He kind of like isn't really like responsive at the moment. He's kind of like just like grumbling noises and kind of touching his, grabbing his head, and he's not really responsive at the moment. He's partly unconscious, partly awake.
Is he all right? I check him out.
Yeah, you do a medicine check. You can kind of sit him upright. He's kind of slunched over. You sit him upright, up against the wall, kind of pat him on the side of the face. He's like, "Whoa, what the hell? What the hell just happened?"
You were in the grips of a hobgoblin.
Oh, that man! I had it under control.
It didn't appear so.
And he looks around and he's like, "Whoa, all right, oh, help me up." And he kind of like, motions for a hand. I'm assuming Ethan, you're standing
offer
next to
him
him.
some assistance.
Okay.
I'm going to start bringing him a beer.
Okay. I'm gonna get rid of these. Remember, those dead people are there if you want to check them or something later. Okay, yeah.
Yes, I'd say you're quite fortunate we came along when we did, actually.
Well, I am alive. Thank you. And he kind of like stumbles into the chair. The waitress, you kind of motion over. The waitress brings some of the beers over for you guys, and just she's kind of like still shaking her hands as you the clattering of the beer glasses against each other. She sets them down. She walks back over to the bartender, and you hear her kind of in the distance say, "If it's okay, I think I'm gonna go home now." And he tosses her pay for the day, and she just leaves. She's like, I'm too old for this. So you guys are now at the table.
I thought her and I had a connection there.
Yeah, well, it was a one-way connection. I think you winked at her.
Man, oh, man. That she was into me.
I took some liberties with your character now. He just grabs one of the beers and he just starts like drinking it in one breath, one gulp. Slams it back down, wipes his face off. Well, for fuck's sake, I guess I should thank you.
Yeah, don't mention it, buddy. Why were
You cut out for a second, but I'm assuming you asked why what was going on.
that's correct.
He looks at you, kind of like rubbing his eyes. Well, those guys have been after me for a while. They finally caught up to me, and he looks around and sees some of the unconscious people. I would say there's probably about three people kind of slumped over, between the various tables and areas and stuff. Maybe some on the floor or something.
Oh, there's humans that are like unconscious.
Yeah, there are some humans in there. You can if you want to run around and do your medicine checks, you can give me 3 medicine check rolls real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So, Gilman, you're sitting at the table. Is anyone else joining Gilman at the table for this conversation?
I will limp over there as well.
Okay. Yeah, you're doing pretty bad yourself. You kind of carry yourself over. Timber kind of follows behind you. You plop your heavy, tired body into the chair with a big thud. And he's like, my name's Callan. I'm not from around here, but well, I don't know how much I really should tell you because it could put you in danger as well.
Well, Callan, I'm guessing from what we just did to these goblins and hobgoblins, probably in a good bit of danger already.
Yeah, you will be.
I mean, also, my buddy's just died. I mean, I think you owe us really good explanation here. What's going on?
All right, pull up a chair. I've been following these gang for a while, and Harkin, as you kind of like regain composure, as he starts to talk, and you kind of, for some reason, he looks familiar to you. Roll me, what should we use for this? Maybe like history. Roll me a history.
All right.
Yeah, so as he's talking, you look at him, and he looks very familiar. You start thinking to yourself, like, where have I seen this guy? And then kind of like you're thinking about it, and like you almost remember seeing like a drawing of this guy somewhere, maybe on like a sign, maybe a wanted sign on the. You're thinking back to post boards, notice boards, and then you grab your jacket pocket, and you instinctively just pull out the sign, the wanted card, essentially, that you pulled off of these other hobgoblins that you killed a couple weeks ago, and you can kind of look at it secretively if you want, or you can just pull it out and just look at it. But this is the guy. If you want to hide it, just roll a sleight of hand check. If you don't really care, that's fine.
I'm going to kind of hide it. To try to get more information out of him not knowing what we know is
okay.
best.
All right, yeah. He's Yeah, he doesn't notice. You kind of look at it, fold it back up, and kind of stuff it back in your coat. He's like, yeah, this clan of goblins, they've been raiding small villages for a while now, and I hesitate to admit, but I've been following them, and at night when they camp down, I kind of sneak into their camp and take whatever I can. I'm not proud of it. Okay, but I gotta make a living somehow. Anyway, one time they caught me. They took me back to their hideout, and well, I was in prison for a while, a couple weeks. I managed to find my way out, and I couldn't help myself. I stumbled into the king's. They were calling him the Goblin King. I didn't see him. I stumbled into his quarters and took a quick look around, and on his desk I saw this necklace. It's a sapphire necklace. I don't know why it's so important, but I'm pretty sure that's what they're looking for.
I'm gonna excuse me. I'm gonna ask him what tribe of goblins that he's been hobgoblins that he's been.
I don't speak Goblin, but they refer to Fang something. I don't really remember.
Because I do speak Goblin. I say Red Fang, and the Goblin.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, whatever you just said.
Oh man,
I've heard that. I've heard them say that.
these are the goblins I don't like, guys.
And as you kind of like say that, Timber kind of like snarls a little bit.
This is some.
All right.
Anyway,
where's their?
They're gonna know when their guys don't return. I don't know if they would know where we were, but they're gonna know something happened, and they're gonna send more, a lot more.
I'm gonna ask them where their camp was, where this Goblin King is.
It's down in the Trollbark Forest, I believe it was.
All right.
It's near
Trollbark Forest.
Yeah, it's near Waterdeep, I believe. Actually, let me look this up because I don't remember.
Is it north of Boulder's Gate in the Troll Hills?
That sounds right. Yeah.
I have this written down from episode 12 of when we played. A long time ago, man.
Yeah, so
This is some heavy stuff. Is the Red Fangs?
Yeah, these are the guys that killed my family.
oh man, no, I'm sorry. How long ago was that?
Long enough. I don't know. Before we played Dungeons and Dragons ago.
Yeah, I've only been following them for maybe a month before they caught me. I don't think I was around then. He says, I hid the pendant. I can take you there. I don't know what to do with it. Should I just give it back? They're gonna hunt me until I do. It must be worth something.
Don't give it back to them. All right. I need a moment to confer with my associates if you wouldn't mind, we need to talk together and figure some stuff out here.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna.
He,
Why don't you hit the head, buddy? Clean yourself up. You look pretty.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds like a good idea. I think. Yeah, I'll be right back. Take your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
alright.
he kind of like pushes himself up off the table out of the chair, and kind of starts to walk down the hall towards the back. Actually, there's not a bathroom inside, so he he goes outside and uses the outhouse.
I'm going to just give like Timber the nod to kind of follow him because
Okay.
I don't want him taking off.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he reaches for the door and kind of like sees Timber behind, and he said, yeah, you got to go too?
Yeah, that's Timber's ploy.
Okay. Yeah, so they both walk out. They're outside doing whatever.
All right, I show the guys this wanted poster that I had that I kept from him to say like this is the guy that they were looking for. There's a 2,000 gold bounty on him from the Red Fangs. So,
Oh, they must have caught him, but they let him go for some reason. Oh no, he escaped. He said.
Yeah.
yeah. So, what do we do? I obviously want to kill all of these goblins one by one, but I don't want to drag you guys into it.
We've been with you this long.
Maybe we should while he's outside, maybe we should check these hobgoblins out,
Yeah.
see what they have on their.
Especially the wizard.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
we could loot him.
Go ahead. There's 2 hobgoblins. The goblins you've kind of looted so many times. You know goblins don't really carry much on them.
Yeah.
None of these guys are different. But as you start kind of roll me a couple investigation checks for whoever wants to loot. Oh, jeez.
Do I get advantage on it because they are my favorite enemy and my hated? I rolled a 19.
Is investigation is that wisdom? I don't remember. Because I think you only get advantage on wisdom checks. I think investigation is intelligence. Yeah.
Intelligence.
So no, you don't. But
Okay.
so Gilman, Ethan, yeah, you guys all start kind of looking around. Harkin, you do. I mean, now that you kind of like the rage is kind of left, and you are seeing much more clearly, you do plainly see the red fang emblem, kind of like poorly sewn or stitched into pieces of their armor and stuff like that. Who's checking the mage hobgoblin?
I don't want anything to do with that.
I will.
Okay.
Roll investigation again.
No,
Oh.
that's fine. I'll use the same.
Okay.
You find a couple scrolls, spell scrolls on him. One of, let's see, he used that. You find a spell scroll of. You read Goblin, right? Yeah. So one says
Yes.
Fog Cloud in Goblin, and the other says Magic Missile.
Okay.
So you have 2
But
spell
they're
scrolls.
written in Goblin,
They are written in Goblin, yeah.
so they're useless to give to Shook.
You also they carry we'll say they're carrying probably enough gold that they needed to kind of purchase supplies for their along their travels as they've been tracking this guy. between the two of them, they probably have, I'll probably say about 15 gold pieces remaining.
Can I use those scrolls since I have that ability that I can read?
Yeah, you can
anything?
read them. Yeah, you could totally use
yeah.
them.
I hand them right to Shook.
Oh yeah, Nick, were you here for the last session when he learned how to read everything anyone has ever written ever?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was here for that.
And just ruin the rest of the game for me. Okay, yeah. So you go ahead and add those to whatever, 15 gold pieces. He also had a quarterstaff, and the other hobgoblin has a long sword and a long bow. Both plain, nothing too fancy about them.
What about the quarterstaff? Does it look fine craftsmanship?
The quarterstaff, it looks unique. More so in like a way that who would, I guess, Harkin, you would have kind of a breadth of knowledge of goblins. Looking, kind of discussing them between you guys. You look at the staff and you can tell that it's not probably a special staff per se, but these hobgoblin mages go through vigorous magic training, almost like boot camp. And part of their training is they craft their own quarterstaff, or they carve it. So it's carved very unique to this hobgoblin, but it's not like +1 or anything. It's just a regular quarterstaff.
I tell him that it's just goblin trash.
Okay, yeah. You just portray that however you want. Relay.
All right, so Shook, you take those scrolls.
What are they of?
It's
Fog cloud.
One is a fog cloud, and the other is magic missile.
Okay.
He used his 2 third level spells on you guys: the fireball and the lightning bolt.
And then 15 gold.
Yeah.
Yep, I got that.
All right.
At this point, both Callan is his name. I don't know. I think I told you that, but I want to make sure you guys know. Callan and Timber walk back in. Callan first, Timber kind of following behind him, making sure he's going where he's supposed to go. He comes back. Doesn't look much better off than when he left, but he's a little more alert, walking a little straighter. So, guys, what's the plan?
Well, where did you hide the pendant?
1 second. And he just starts walking up down the hallway.
Hey, wait.
Well, I'm just going to get the pendant. You want to come with me?
I'll follow him, guys.
Okay.
Let's all go, I guess. Right? Do we need anything else here?
Besides a room, probably no.
Yeah, so I mean, you guys follow him. He starts just walking down the hallway, and he goes to the room that he was staying in, which is in here. He goes over to the desk. There's a desk in that room. He walks over and reaches up underneath it, under the lip of the desk, and kind of like tears away. He had like some makeshift kind of like adhesive stuff, paper. I don't think tape existed, but there was no duct tape, but picture that. He rips it off out from under the desk, and he hands it to you, or he shows it. He doesn't hand it to you. He shows it to you, Gilman. And you can see this is Let me see if I can show this to you. It's a gold necklace with a sapphire, kind of like held in place by what looks like almost like a skeleton of a lizard. Actually, I think I can show it to you. Let's see. Where do I have that? Ah, here it is. Boom.
Oh, okay.
So he grabs it and he starts to kind of tuck it back into his like belongings, his bag, his kind of shirt.
Whoa. Hey, buddy.
Hey,
Let me take a look at that real quick.
it's pretty important. I'm pretty sure. What are you gonna do with it?
I'm gonna inspect it real quick. I'm gonna just have a look. I'll give it back.
He reaches out to you, halfway pauses for a moment, and then drops it into your hand.
Boop. I take a look.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I can't really discern anything from this.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a necklace. It's not huge. The pendant itself is probably, the size of like a gold piece, round. It's shiny, in very good shape.
Cool. I just hand it back to him. Okay. Looks legit.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like it does anything.
Yeah.
He shoves it back into his person.
Okay. Well, let's come on back out. Let's bring it out to these guys. Let them take a look at it. They might have an idea what it is.
Can you not see? Is that room not appearing for you?
It was not.
Oh, hang on. Let me just reveal. You guys have actually already been in here, I think.
Woo! Fancy setup.
All right, yeah. So you guys walk back out. He follows you back out to the main room.
Wait, so the pendant was just in your room down the hall?
Yeah, it was. Goblins aren't very smart.
They didn't even think to toss your room before they started beating everybody up in here.
Well, they really just got here. I was going to be honest, I was going to tell them where it was. You guys rushed the room before I even had a chance to de-escalate.
Oh.
They already knocked 3 people out. When were you going to tell them?
I needed to get a little more information out of them. I wanted to know what it was worth. And if I handed it over, they probably would have just killed everyone anyway.
Yeah, you're probably right.
That's fair.
Goblins are pretty crazy.
Yeah, like I said, I had a plan. Your guys' plan just was a little more heavy-handed, I guess. But it worked. I'm fine with that. I'm alive. You're alive. So, what do we do?
Well, what were you planning on doing with the pendant?
I was going to try to hawk it. I mean, it's got to be worth a lot.
Yeah.
If they want it, I mean, I don't know why else they want it.
I don't know. Like you said, goblins are pretty stupid.
You can't trust them.
Nah.
I'm gonna take a closer look at the pendant to see if I know anything about it from my hunting of the red fangs to
Okay.
know if this means anything to them culturally or anything like that.
Okay, yeah, you so you guys are all kind of standing gathered around the table. He walks up to the table and you ask to see it. He kind of looks back over to Gilman and he's like, "Yeah, sure. I mean, it's just a necklace," and drops it onto the table. That popped up for everyone, right? You got to see what it looked like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw them.
That's not a religious symbol, is it? The pendant?
Roll a religion check.
Me or Brown?
Yeah, Ethan, roll one. Harkin, you can roll. Let's see. You want to check to see if it's anything that related to goblins specific.
Yeah.
Roll just a straight wisdom. Just roll wisdom. D20 add your wisdom. Yeah. Okay, so Ethan, this doesn't look like anything that you recognize as a religious symbol. And Harkin, you've never seen anything like this before. It doesn't say goblin to you at all. It's foreign.
All right. So it wasn't crafted by a goblin or anything like that I can tell or anything. It's got...
yeah, it doesn't. It looks pretty well crafted. Goblin craft is typically not as elegant. Oh, what do we got here? Hello, I'm Jared. Thanks for the follow. No, Danielle. I was reading the list backwards. Hey, Danny. All right. So anyway, yeah, it's from what you can tell, the setting that is holding the sapphire is a small kind of lizard-like skeleton. It doesn't look like it's a real skeleton. It looks like handcrafted. Not like it's been dipped or anything, but.
Okay. Just to be safe, I'm going to do my stupid game breaking ability to see if there's any favorite enemies or so far me. Make sure that no goblins or anything are sneaking up on us while we're sitting around this table.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. What did we say? Were we gonna have? I don't remember if we decided we were gonna roll for that.
It changes every time to however you want to do it.
Yeah, you spend a minute.
Seems fair.
Yeah.
I think it's usually we just allow goblins, not humanoids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what we did last time, since we're using the Unearthed Arcana rules for this, because it says just humanoid, I allowed you to kind of focus in on a specific humanoid.
Yeah.
So, drowning out all of the normal humans surrounding you in the town within, so many miles. Was it 5 miles? Something ridiculous.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
I think within 5 miles, you don't sense any goblins. No, nothing. No goblins, hobgoblins, anything like that. It's pretty quiet.
Okay.
They were a small band, seemingly trying to get this done quickly, quietly. Didn't quite go over the way they planned. You guys are all kind of just standing there, scratching your heads, looking at this thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm. What do you guys think? What do you guys want to do?
He kind of looks at Ethan and Kalmar. He's like, "You guys look like you're spellcasters, right? Can you check this thing? Is it magic? Can you detect magic at all?"
Let's see. I could try an Arcana cast on it.
Sure.
I'm proficient in it. See what it does. 16.
Okay, yeah. So you look at it. It definitely seems like it's got some form of magical element. Without detect magic, you can't really tell what. But looking at it and just the way it's crafted and the kind of the look of the pendant, to you feel like this is probably has some sort of arcane piece to it.
Do you have detect magic prepped?
I don't.
All right, I'll do it.
Oh, you have detect magic? I wasn't sure if anyone actually had that.
No, I don't have it.
Okay, yeah. So, Kalmar, you kind of like you pick it up. You're looking at it, and you're like, yeah, this is probably definitely magic. And then Ethan, you look at it. You cast.
Let me see that.
Yeah. You utter a few words and make a sign with your hand, and suddenly in your vision, with it in Kalmar's hand, it starts to glow. I think, let's see. School of Magic. I actually have to check this real quick. What else do you learn? You see magic, you can actually see a faint aura. And the school. I don't know if this actually has a School of Magic, but give me a second to check because it could. Yeah, it's running so slow. We'll say that you do get a sense of what is this? School. It's enchantment. It's a school of enchantment. And I think that's pretty much all you can gather from that.
Should one of us put it on? What do you guys think?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean that could be. It could be cursed. I mean, it could.
He Callan kind of reaches out for it. He's like, yeah, I'll try it out.
Try it out. I'm
It's
going
been
to call
up.
you Rose.
Has he worn it before?
It's I've been carrying it. I haven't felt anything.
Yeah. As long as it didn't possess him and turn him into some sort of terrible demon monster that's going to kill everybody around us. Don't get
I mean,
ideas,
that's that's the worst case.
yeah.
Give it a
Worst
shot.
case, we all die.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. He puts it on. He waits a second or two. Nothing seems to happen, but then he starts to his kind of like his vision. You can tell visibly that he's like kind of squinting at you guys a little bit, and he kind of like takes a step back for a second, almost shocked, and then comes back to normal, and he's like, "Whoa, I don't know what I just saw. I'm pretty sure a vision of the goblin cave that I was held captive. I'm pretty sure I could see in there."
Huh.
Hmm.
Yeah.
They can, if we could see them, they might be able to see us.
He like hurries up and takes it off and kind of like wraps it in cloth, and he's like, we should probably not put this thing on.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea, bro.
Yeah.
He kind of offers it up. I'm happy to carry it, but I don't know. You guys seem to know what you're doing. Does anyone want to take
Maybe
it?
one of us should hold on to it.
Harkin, why don't you hold on to it, man? You seem to really hate these guys a lot.
All right.
I mean, I'm with you. I just don't want to carry that thing.
I'll hold it.
All right. All right.
Okay. Yeah, he hands it over to you.
put it-
It's wrapped in like a dirty rag.
Okay. I look around to see if there's a very sturdy or heavy leather like pouch like on any of the dead goblins or anything like that to stuff it in.
Yeah, actually, on the hobgoblin mage, he's got like a pouch where he would have like some components for spells and stuff. You could grab that off of him, dump it out, and stick it in there.
Yep, I do that.
Okay. All right.
Well, obviously, guys, we're not going to get anything done today. Not that I don't want to go charging headlong into certain destruction of the Red Fangs, but I'm kind of burnt up. Maybe we should rest for a bit.
Yeah, and as you say that, the bartender kind of like walks over to you guys and hands you a couple keys and says, "This stays on us. Appreciate what you did here."
Oh, hey, thanks, man. I mean, can we get like a couple more pints and shots over here too while you're at it, if that's not too much to ask?
Yeah, sure thing. He heads back over to the bar, kind of like motions you guys over. He's like, "I owe you one. I'll stay here as long as you want a drink." And with that, kind of like you guys start to walk over to the bar. We see Timber kind of like walk over to the bartender puts down like a water bowl, and Timber starts drinking out of it, and you guys each take a seat at the bar, and you're kind of drinking, and you're kind of looking around at each other and contemplating what you're going to do next, and I think we will leave it at that. Unless anyone wanted to specifically say or do one more thing before you. We'll pick up after this as a long rest. We'll just say you kind of drink the night away, go back to sleep, and then you'll have had a long rest when we return.
All right.
I have a bunch of magic left too, so I could heal people before the long rest, so that we should all be able to get back to full hit points.
Sure,
after the
yeah,
long rest.
just in case. Who knows who might show up in the middle of the night. You expend the rest of your spell slots, making sure you guys are ready to go if anything should happen before you go to sleep. It unfortunately takes a bit of the buzz away, but just more reason
Does
to keep
Kellen
drinking.
stick around, or does he kind of?
Yeah, he plops down with you guys. He's in it.
Yeah, I'm not letting him out of my sight.
He seems to have some kind of connection to the goblins.
Yeah. The heck?
It's
Awesome.
odd that he'd be raiding their camps and then also get away from them after they had their hands on him.
Goblins don't normally give up their foes so easily.
Look, I am what some might call a rogue, so I'm pretty good at this stealth stuff. He's like, as he's drinking, look, I can tell you for sure, I am not a fan of the goblins, and I don't work for them. I've just been reaping a little bit of reward for some of the bad stuff they didn't do. And I guess I'm kind of a shithole, but look.
Hey, I'll raise my glass to you.
Yeah, all right, thanks. He like hiccups a little bit.
To shitholes.
They're shitholes.
Two shitholes. And that's a perfect time to end it. Awesome. All right, I'm going to take a second real quick here to end the stream, and then I'll pop back in chat for a quick minute. Alrighty, that does it. Thanks for watching. We're going to try to do these every other Sunday, so barring any scheduling conflicts, you'll get these twice a month. So, until next time, take care.